Hey, amazing Algebra 1 students. Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to do a quick review on what the test is going to be on today for your midpoint. So the first topic that you're going to have the most questions on is factoring. So let's look at an example. Okay, so first things first is always to figure out what method you're going to use. Well, let's identify our A, B, and C. Well, according to this A, B, and C, the A value is 1, so I know I can use the X method. And remember with the X method, I put the B on top and the C on bottom. So I'm trying to figure out two numbers that add to get -4, but multiply to get -5. So I like to list out the factors of the product. However, there's only one. So 1 and 5. I know it's some combination of 1 and 5. Well, what would add to get me -4? Well, +1 and -5. The bigger number would be negative for it to add to get me a negative. So add +1 and -5. So my two factors are x plus 1, x minus 5. But what happens when that A value isn't not let's see, I'm just trying to think of one. When that A value is not 1, well, we can't use the X method anymore. We have to use the AC splitting method. I'm not sure. Give me 1 second. Act like you don't even see what I'm doing right now. I thought, let's see. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. It's supposed to be a 7. All right. Sorry. Try to do stuff in your head sometimes. All right. So I know I can't use my regular method, the X method, because my A value is not 1. So I know I have to use the AC splitting method. So my sum is my B. My product is my A times my C. And I'm trying to figure out two numbers that would add to get me 15, but multiply to get me 14. Hence the word sum would be the adding part, product would be the multiplying part. So we like to list out our factors of the product. 1 and 14, 2 and 7. Well, if it's going to add to give me +15, I know it must be +1 and +14. So from here, I'm going to split my middle term. And again, it doesn't matter what order you put it in, you will always get the same answer. And then I'm going to group my 2. So what number goes into both 2x squared and 1x? What is the greatest common factor here? It is 1x. So 1x times what will give me 2x squared? 2x. 1x times what will give me 1? 1. Remember, your goal is to get the same exact thing in the parentheses on the other side. So what is the greatest common factor here? What goes into both 14x and 7? That would be 7. 7 times what would give you 14x? 2x. 7 times what would give you 7? 1. So it would be 1x plus 7 and 2x plus 1 as my two factors. And remember, I can always FOIL this out or box method this out to make sure this is correct. Let's go ahead and show ourselves, because later on, what is also going to be on your test today is multiplication. So multiplying polynomials. Well, to multiply a polynomial, I will use the box method. So x plus 7 times 2x plus 1. 2x times x is 2x squared. 7 times 2x is 14x. 1 times x is 1x. And 1 times 7 is 7. So this will be 2x squared. Here's some like terms, 14x and 1x, so 15x plus 7. We got our original answer back. The only other thing that might be on there is your difference of squares. So let's say I had 25x squared minus 81. Well, this is a binomial with a subtraction symbol, and they're both perfect squares. Because I know this, I can take the square root of both of these numbers. So this will be, the square root of 25x squared will be 5x. So I know both my parentheses are going to have a 5x in them. And the square root of 81 is 9. So it'll be 5x plus 9, 5x minus 9. Another big thing that's going to be on there is simplifying exponents. So exponent laws and rules. So the big thing here is just to know what your rules are. Remember, it's on your formula chart. So here I'm multiplying. So when I'm multiplying, what's my rule? Product of powers. That means I add their exponents. Add exponents. So you need, I would personally, if it was me, I would be writing down what the rule is and what I'm supposed to do. But remember, they have to have the same base. So x and x have the same base. So this would be 2x, 2 plus 5. So 2x to the power of 7. If I have division, okay, the division rule says when I divide and they have the same base, I would subtract their exponents. Remember, this is subtracting exponents. So let's go piece by piece. 2 over 5. Is 2 over 5 an exponent? No. These are coefficients. So 2 over 5 will stay 2 over 5. Those don't reduce into anything else. X over power 2 over x to the power of 8. So 2 minus 8. Y to the power 9 over y to the power of, what is this? You don't see it, but what is it? 1. It's always the bottom, top times the top minus the bottom, excuse me. So that would give me 2 over 5. X to the power of negative 6, y to the power of 8. Is that all the way simplified? No, because I have this negative exponent. So let me go ahead and put that rule in there too. Because I have a negative exponent, I need to move just this to the bottom. Or if vice versa, if it was on the bottom to the top. So that would give me 2y8 over 5x to the power of 6. Just remember that anything raised to the power of 0 equals 1. Last rule I'll go over is the product of, the power to power rule. And what does it say? It says to multiply the exponents. So you don't see an exponent on this too, but what exponent is there? A 1. So now you can treat this like distributing to the exponents. So that would give me 2 squared, x to the power of 4, and y to the power of 18. And what is 2 squared? 4. So 4, x to the power of 4, y to the power of 18. So big thing is make sure you know what the rules are and what to do with them. But bigger is just read the formula chart. It tells you what to do. Okay, so that will be about most of your tests. The other parts of your tests are simplifying, rewriting polynomials and expressions. So something like this. Oops, did not mean to do that. Like 2x minus 8 minus 3x plus 4 minus 5x plus 9. I'll put a negative x right here. Okay, so what am I doing first? I'm distributing. So over here, bring down to 2x minus 8. Negative 3 times negative x is positive 3x. Negative 3 times positive 4 is negative 12. Negative, and then I'm distributing this minus sign. So it'll be negative 5x minus 9. Combine like terms, I have 2x, positive 3x, negative 5x. Well, that actually will all cancel out. 2x plus 3x is 5x, minus 5x is 0. We have negative 8, negative 12, negative 9. And that would give me negative 29. Okay, so that's adding, subtracting, multiplying. Just remember you do box method or FOIL, rewriting polynomials, simplifying them all the way. And the last thing I will be on your test would be simplifying expressions, simplifying radical expressions, So for example, if I have the square root of 75, I don't just find what the square root of 75 is. I need to find the factors of 75. 1 and 75. 3 and 25. I don't know if there's any more. Oh, of course. 5 and 15. And I'm trying to see, out of all the factors, which one is in my list of perfect squares, which is the highest in my list of perfect squares. Remember, I'm not memorizing this list. In my head, I'm doing 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, so forth and so on. So the highest number would be 25. That's in my list of perfect squares. So I know that 3 times 25 is 75. Well, now I'm going to split it up. 3 times 25. The square root of 3 times the square root of 25. Well, what is the square root of 25? Why is this called a perfect square? Because if I square root it, it gives me a whole number. So the square root of 3 times 5. When I simplify that square root of 25, I'm just going to bring that 5 in front. And this is the simplified form. If you actually put both of these things in Desmos, and they give you the same number, then you also know you did the correct thing. All right, guys, that's what's going to be on your test. You're going to do wonderful. I believe in you. Have a great day. I miss you.